We're here with.
Bumdog Torres.
We're here with.
Raven.
What's your name, if you don't mind me asking?
Antonio DeBell Morgan.
Do you believe in climate change?
In a sense, but in not a sense. People, because the issue of climate change, there are some points that say it's happening anyway. I mean, it's not because of we're polluting the air. And I don't really think that's the issue. The issue is we are destroying the planet. That is not a myth.
Yes.
That is not that's a fact. I mean, we're destroyed just in the last 100 years, like 70% of the animal population. 70% of the species on this planet. We've destroyed most of them. I mean, that's more than meteors have done to the planet.
Oh yeah, species extinction is a huge. I mean, I searched up, before, when doing research on what I wanted to interview about, like the most pressing global issues, according to whatever multiple sources, and species extinction is one that's always there. Biodiversity loss, and
yeah. So let's just say climate change is a myth. Let's just say it just for the sake of argument. Oh, fine, it's a myth.
Okay.
But what's not a myth is you can't drink water with 90% mercury in it. You cannot breathe air with with 90% carbon dioxide. Yeah, whatever that stuff is they're putting in the air. That is a fact. That's not a myth. We are destroying. All right, climate change. Let's just say, and there is evidence to include that it's happening naturally.
Yeah.
That this is a natural. The global warming is a natural thing. But what's not natural is what humans are doing to the planet. We are, in fact, destroying the planet, and that is not a myth.
Today, my first question for you is going to be: do you believe in climate change?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Have you noticed any effects of climate change yourself?
Yeah, because I think over the last 5-6 years, summer hasn't really been summer. It's been freaking cold, and then wintertime, it just got colder. But some certain parts, like today and yesterday, you got heat everywhere, and it just gets cold out of nowhere, like 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it makes no sense,
It
right?
doesn't, but they still want to do this daylight saving time November 6th, so I'm like, okay.
Do you believe in climate change?
Climate change. What that mean right there?
So, like, when the weather around us, do you believe that the weather is changing a lot?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah, you've noticed it? Like,
Yes.
have you lived here in LA for a long time?
I was born and raised here.
All right, so since say 10 years ago, have you noticed that, like, the seasons and the weather has been changing a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. How so? Can you give us any examples?
Well, it's fall, but it's still warm. It's still hot, and then it turned cold. Next, it turned hot again. But winter is winter, but it's not really winter. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It stays warm. That's the problem.
So it has been changing. You've been seeing it.
Just rain on and off. That's it.
Yeah. A lot of people say that it's because of all the pollution and all the things that humans are doing. Do you believe in that?
I do believe in that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think it's like a natural process?
Maybe it's a natural process.
Maybe both?
Yeah, maybe both.
A bit of both. Do you think you've personally seen any, changes that could be coming from global warming or climate change, as they say?
I know the weather in Los Angeles has completely changed. It used to be perfect. We used to have perfect dry weather. Now we have more like weather like San Francisco or Seattle. There never used to be humidity in the summertime. There never used to be clouds in the summer. There'd barely be clouds in the wintertime. So now we have this very strong, more like Northern California weather. We used to have much more drier desert weather.
So you think our weather has definitely changed?
Oh, our weather has definitely changed. You ask anybody who used to live here in the 70s, and they'll tell you that's definitely changed. What is the most pressing issue that needs to be addressed? To me, it's the environment, because it doesn't matter if you're a fascist or a communist or whatever. I mean, if you don't have air to breathe, then we're not going to be, there's nothing to fight over. You don't have clean water. The philosophy between you and me is totally meaningless, But if you have a sound environment, as far as I'm concerned, you guys can do whatever you want, But if the environment is destroyed, then there's nowhere I can go to escape it. There's nowhere I will be able to go where I don't have to deal with anyone. You can do your religious or your conservative or your fascist or whatever, as long as I can find some place where I can just live by myself, and you guys can all kill yourself. But if you're destroying the planet itself, then you're taking me down with you.
Do you think the climate change is being caused by us humans?
Oh, definitely.
100%.
Personally, Well, if you watch a lot of YouTube, you know some of that shit you can't is like just for show.
Yeah.
But YouTube to Google, they just show it automatically. The more you bomb, the more you do nuclear testing underground and in the water, you're gonna have fucking climate change. You're fucking up because you're fucking up everything in the water. You're fucking up the crops, and the climate just changes because what they have is what nuclear fallout and then nuclear winter.
Yeah.
So now every time the more we blow shit up in this country and every other country, just for nuclear testing, it gets colder and colder.
Agreed.
You know, it's not even getting really. The last 3-4 years, we really hasn't had a hot summer like it was supposed to be. I'm talking about August, September, October. This would still be hot.
Yeah.
You'd be in a t-shirt trying to get the shade right now. You know.
Yeah.
So this is just crazy. It's just BS. The governments, all governments, they're BS. They just keep on destroying destroying every country that they can get to, plus their own country. And then they say, well, there's no such thing as climate change. There's no such thing as global warming.
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's only such thing as your nukes. That's about it, you know. So
Yeah, no, for sure. Some people say like they believe it's like a natural process because in the past we've had floods before, we've had droughts before. But I definitely think modern day it's changing more, and like you said, these nuclear tests and everything.
like I said, it would be a modern process if we just stopped the testing. That's all. Superpowers ain't gonna change because it's a race for space. So they're gonna do the same thing to Mars. They're gonna do the same thing to the moon.
So do you think, since we don't know if climate change is being caused by humans or not, do you think it's being overly purported like?
Let's just say the people who are saying climate change is the environmentalists say this is climate change. This is one of the most horrifying things. Now the problem with that is that there are in fact flaws in that. Now the right wing or the anti-environmentalists use that as an excuse to pollute more, these flaws to pollute more. So as long as you're focused on this one issue that may or may not happen, what you need to focus on is the fact that we're running out of clean water. That is what you have. That is not a myth. You can't deny that, you can't breathe the air in Beijing or Bangkok or was it Mumbai or New Delhi. That's not a myth. You have to concentrate on those, but they're so concentrated on climate change, and the right wing is able to shoot holes in that theory. I mean, it's kind of like a red herring. They're focused on the wrong thing. You need to focus specifically on the fact that we're destroying the planet, not on whether and that seems like it to be one or the other, but that you have to stick to facts that cannot be denied. And unfortunately, climate change can be denied.
Those scientists who are purporting, climate change and global warming to us, do you think they want us to do something specific?
You mean like it's a conspiracy?
I guess, yeah. Do you think they're doing it in order to push?
No, those guys are nerds. One of the things that I don't believe in left-wing conspiracies. And the reason why I don't believe them is that the left wing, the way their minds work, they don't plan ahead. They are only in the moment. They're only in the moment, which is a good thing in certain situations. But as far as planning ahead, they're not any good with that. The right wing are good at that. That's why when they plan out something, they play the long game. The left wing doesn't play the long game. They make these statements and do their art and do their studies in the moment. It only lasts for that moment. Whereas the right wing, they plan the long game in things like the courts, like the environment, like just the abortion laws. I mean, they've been planning for 50 years to overturn it, and they've kept their eyes on the prize. They've kept low. They worked at the